she be able to go?
Drop, right?
You know, about 80 to 90 degrees. So she should be able to be able to touch the table like this, ideally. Now, some people's joints are just never going to have that capacity, but just as a general, assuming that your joint does, okay. I'm kind of curious, what are the things that can limit medial rotation? Well, one of the obvious answers to that,
Posterior
assuming
scap.
that there's not a joint pathology, is that the muscles that laterally rotate the shoulder, if they're not relaxing enough, the shoulder isn't going to be able to medially rotate far all the way.
Yeah.
So go ahead and let your arm just go nice and heavy, flop back. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach down here. What are the lateral what are the lateral rotators of the shoulder?
Spinatus.
Which spinatus?
The infraspinatus.
Yes, infraspinatus, and what else?
Spinatus,
Yeah.
teres minor.
Yep. So I'm going to press. Oh yeah, there's one.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, especially that one. Aren't you glad you volunteered? All right. So here's the deal. So we found an interesting spot. And this is kind of in the neighborhood of right on the border of infraspinatus and teres minor. So, and if I come in from the other hand, yep, we can still get at the squinchy face. But now her arm is supported here, and I don't have to dig at it unless we actually want to retest it. So this is one of the ridiculously simplest, least effortful things you're going to do. Is that I'm going to just soft fist. Okay, everybody has some soft, loose skin in the armpit there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just put my fist right along the table. I'm going to slide my fist right up into that squishy skin, and I'm going to let my elbow drop onto the table. That skin is going to lever up right over the top of my hand,
Yeah.
and it's just going to rest over the top of my fist. So here I go, slide, right up, kind of squish right up against that skin, and drop the elbow. And it's just like you just put a rock under a piece of carpet. Okay, that carpet's going to stretch over the top of the rock. And how hard am I working? I'm not. I just rested my elbows on the table.
Enough to make the client think she's paying you well.
How's that?
Well, are you still focusing? That's not safe. No, you're not. No, go towards my spine more.
That's exactly the spot.
No, it's not. Is it?
Yeah.
Are we gonna have this document?
Okay.
Then that means it's gone because it doesn't feel like the same place.
Yeah. So the beautiful thing is that most of the time you just don't have to do anything more than that. I can just sit here, literally, just letting her body do all the work. It's just gravity and friction, and I just put myself in a position where gravity and friction are useful.
How long are you staying there?
Usually just maybe a couple minutes. Sometimes if I've got a lot of stuff to do, or they want full body, but this is really tender here, I might go a shorter amount of time and just move on.
Mm-hmm.
But if her main concern is my shoulder needs to work,
Yeah.
then I might spend more time there. And and once in a while I'll be here, and somebody will be like, "Oh my God, now I can feel my elbow relaxing. Oh, now I can feel my hand." Sometimes they feel the need to move their arm or hand around a little bit, okay? Or oh my God, my back. Sometimes you'll spend 20 minutes just doing this, just letting her body do all the funky stuff. Some people call it unwinding. Some people just call it other stuff. Whatever. The thing that I'm not going to do is I'm not going to say, "Okay, now you're going to feel your back," or "Tell me about your childhood." I'm not. Don't do shit like that. Okay. So I'm just going to let her body do what it needs to do. Okay, and then we can press. That's fine now. Okay. So let's go back to where we were before. Huh.
It is lower.
Is that it? Yeah. Where was it before?
It was up
It was about here.
Mm-hmm.
So we picked up, 20, 30 degrees? So she could touch the tabletop. Now, is there potential for a little more improvement? Sure. I might even do a little stretching now with her, and just help her acclimate. Okay, so push my hand down towards the tabletop. Good. Just like you're doing, I'm going to let you win this arm wrestling. So go ahead, push it down. There you go. Push it down.
I can be
Good.
an asshole
Push
if
it
you
down.
want.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so we can do fun little things like that too, where she gets comfortable with being able to, be able to use and activate her shoulder in a way where she can go full range No problem now. Okay, now. Okay. Easy
Would you
peasy.
also take it up all the way, like,
Sure, we might.
Like
Sure.
this?
Mhm.
We might. So, yeah, which is interesting that because it brings us right to the next thing I was going to show you.